Hi everyone, welcome to Hue Spotlight. I'm Tracy Koga. Well, sometimes there's a great story behind an artist that you're just itching to hear, and this is one of them. So I'm going to introduce her right now. She's the beautiful and talented Elena Erin. Welcome to Hue Spotlight, Elena. And
Thank you for having me.
no, like I just said, sometimes I want to hear the story of a small BC town girl goes to New York, conquers New York, writes music, and now is back and writing an incredible concept album, which I want to talk about later. But how, Elena, did you get into music?
I grew up like homeschooled in Northwest BC, and my mom was really passionate about music, but never got to study it herself. So put me and all of my siblings into music lessons. So I'd been playing piano since I think the age of 6, classical piano, and started songwriting when I was 10. I started hearing songs on the radio and like trying to copy them, write my own versions of them. And that's kind of how everything began.
And then you went to study music. So talk about that whole experience for you.
Yeah, so I always thought I was a really bad singer growing up. Like I refused to sing even happy birthday to people. I was like, I don't think I have a good voice. I don't sound like other classical singers. And I songwrote all the time though. And knew I either wanted to go into music, but like pop music, or was like, I'm gonna go get a normal job. I'm gonna go into marketing or something like that. And so I found Berkeley in Boston, which is all based around like pop music, contemporary music, yes, jazz, stuff like that. But I was like, oh, you know what? I can make a career out of this. I can go songwrite. I don't know how I'm gonna be an artist because I don't sing, but I'll go songwrite for other singers. So I went to Berkeley and that's what I did. I started piano still and music business, and I wrote for a ton of other singers. Um, yeah.
But okay, so then you kind of came in the opposite the opposite way. When was it that you found your voice and that you said, "Yeah, I can do this"?
I had a studio session in New York at the time with this producer, and I was writing some demos. And essentially, I would record the vocal, or I would write it, the singer would be there, I would sing to them, here's what you're gonna sing, and then they'd go and record it and make kind of like a scratch demo or scratch vocals. So I did that one night, and all the singers had gone home. So I finished writing the song, kind of showed it to the producers, they made the production, and they were like, okay, go sing it. And I was like, I don't sing. I'm not gonna sing. Like, wait till the singer gets here. And they were like, it's fine. Just go in. We'll throw autotune on it. You don't have to sound like anything. Just literally sing the general idea. So I said, okay. And I went in and recorded it. And they said, do another take. So I did another take. Okay. And then then they just started working on the song and like spent another 3 hours and then said, oh, we're actually going to keep your vocals on it. We like this tone of your vocals way more than anything else we've had. And so I think that was kind of a surprise to me that I was like, oh, maybe I actually am a good singer. And then once I decided I'm going to start singing and started putting my music out, everyone who I'd been working with up to that point was like, we always wondered why you didn't sing. We always really preferred your vocal. We always wonder why you weren't the one doing the singing. So it was kind of this life validating your after you validate yourself.
Okay, so what was New York like? And let's talk about the scene. And you became quite a darling, so to speak.
My life in New York was crazy. I lived in so many different places. I literally had no idea what New York was like when I got there. Had no understanding of the city, how the cities worked, anything like that. And when I arrived, it was interesting. I would go from living in on people's couches or in random places or with brand new friends that I'd met because I knew nobody, and then kind of found my way into different social scenes of suddenly you're with people at these like huge parties and then in this like mansion or in this like penthouse suite somewhere, and just everything was just like these huge contrasts of I think um like poverty and the struggling artist thing, and then this like huge lavish lifestyle. um and even at one point it would sometimes, I'd be like staying on someone's couch in this beautiful place, and then I'd think I need to establish my own independence. So I'd rent my own place, and it would be a room in Brooklyn that was like full of cockroaches, and then would still go to like these nice parties and everything like that. So it was very hard to like describe it to people back home.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt your mother was probably worried about you. But now let's get to your music and what you're writing now. Your first single, Sick Rich Girl. Is it a little bit about you and this party
Yeah,
lifestyle?
I had this idea when I was writing this album, and this song kind of plays into that. Of it's kind of all set in the 20s, like the Roaring Twenties idea, and I think that was always how I perceived New York and a lot of my perspective when I was experiencing it. And this idea of being at like getting all these things you want, or being in places that you're told like this is what success looks like and this is really amazing, and like you have a glimpse of it, so now just work really hard and get to that place. And but being in the middle of that and being like, I don't want all of this, and I don't know if I want to keep striving to get to that place. And so the song is meant to open up the album. This is like the first song on the album. It opens with this girl at this party who's like, "This is I'm miserable here. I don't actually like it here, but I don't know what to do because this is everything I've been working towards." And then her kind of unraveling her whole life, her experiences, everything like that throughout the rest of the album.
Okay, so now that's a great segue to the album, which is coming out next year, I believe, 2025.
Yeah, next spring,
Yes,
next like March or April.
and it is called The Roaring Twenties. So tell us now, I guess, more on what you are thinking with the rest of the songs.
Yeah, so the rest of the songs, there's this, um, I'd say a lot of them kind of, the music starts off very like big pop, hip hop type beat, alternative pop, darker stuff like that, whereas the lyrics are kind of vulnerable from the first few songs and get more and more vulnerable. And a lot of it is dissecting like the world around me, society, my place in society, um, my childhood, like talking about those things and how that plays into my current life. Um, and then I think also a lot of it is like this like friendship and finding people in the world that come from completely different backgrounds, but you have this like mutual understanding of life and approach to life and view on life. So I'd say those are kind of like the arching themes of the album.
Well, you definitely sound like a storyteller. Is this now, Elena, where you would like your music to go more instead of just like the bang it out auto tune pop music? Something that has a story, a beginning, a middle, and an end?
Yeah, I've always loved, like, I've grown up on albums. My parents, like, never, I had to, as a kid, my parents were really religious and didn't let us listen to pop music. And in order to get an album, we had to write an essay about why we should be allowed to have that album. And then it's not even like my parents would buy it for us. They'd be like, cool, now you can go buy this album. So when I had music, I just like listened to the whole thing on repeat and really made a world inside my head around that project. And I think music that has really stood out for me has been that the whole album like takes you through a journey of life in whatever perspective that is. So I do think different music can be incredible for different things. I think you want music that is like for parties that maybe is like, yeah, a lot of auto tune and like good vibes and stuff like that. But I think what I'm trying to do with this project is step away from like, is this an instant hit? Is this something that people love immediately? And more say like, how can I show people this world and take them through that world with me?
Wow. Well, I think maybe all that party life has put a different perspective on your music, but now I think as you look back now on everything that you've gone through and you have achieved, who along the way have been your mentors, or who sticks out as someone that really made an impact onto where you are today and where you're heading with your music?
Mm. I would say my mentors aren't so much in the music industry, but I would say they're like women in my life that are a bit older than me, and they're seeing their life, whether they're in their like 60s, 70s, and their fulfillment, and that especially when it's not in the way society said that you should be living, and that yet they're so happy, they're so fulfilled. Um, I feel like that's the most support I've gotten from people and from women, and also something that really inspires me of like, oh, there, don't feel like your journey needs to fit into what society says it's supposed to be like, especially as a woman. Like, go follow your path and it's going to work out for you.
Well, it's been a pleasure, though, speaking with you, Elena, and I think you have a lot of wisdom to offer too, and a lot of good life experience for all of the younger generation that are coming up and wanting to be in your footsteps. So I'm going to let you set up the video. Yes, folks, you're going to hear the beautiful voice of Elena Erin, but it's a different version of Rich Sick Girl, right?
Yeah, and actually, if you listen to this song, "Sick Rich Girl," when
Yeah.
you listen to it on streaming services, the whole feeling of it is meant to feel like the music, you're at the party, and the lyrics is like my internal dialogue, and the whole feelings of like I don't want to be at this party. And so now this acoustic version you're gonna hear is way more of that, just that internal dialogue of, rather than a big beat and big production, it's, imagine standing around the drink table or the bar at a party and looking around and not really vibing with anyone, and everyone seems like they're having a great time, and you're like, what am I doing here? And then this song plays through your head.
Well, here she is, Elena Erin with Sick Rich Girl.
How does everyone fall in love like that? I'm at this party and it's going downhill fast. And I had 3 shots of tequila, they weren't needed, but baby, no one would hold my hand. And I thought that maybe it'd make it more bearable to fake it. I think I messed up bad. Oh, I guess I'm just addicted to things that make me sick. Oh, I guess I'm just addicted to things that make me rich. Like wealthy men come and break my heart again. All that mediocre sex, but they write me checks. They're away, got a dress to hide the pain. 7 bottles of champagne, spilled them all and made a mess. How does everyone live such boring lives? Aren't they aware that they're always gonna die? Oh, I guess I'm just addicted to things that make me sick. Oh, I guess I'm just addicted to things that make me rich. Like penthouse suites, see the skyline, not the trees. Everybody wants to be like the girl I am. Louis Vuittons, they hurt so much I can't walk, but the symbol says it all in the sad, sad, sad. Oh, I guess I'm just addicted to things that make me sick. Oh, I guess I'm just addicted to things that make me rich. Oh, baby, I'm so addicted, I don't know what it is. Oh, save me, I'm so